All right. Well, you've talked about it on the fringes here. You love cars.
Mm-hmm.
If I were to guess, when you're not working, what is your favorite hobby?
Wow.
Is your hobby still the same thing you do with work?
Yeah, so Tucker and I mean, almost every weekend we're out at some sort of car events or something like that.
I've seen your pictures and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, we're getting into, so I just bought one of the Mach 1 Mustangs, one of the new ones, and I've always done a lot of drag racing. Not like, I don't go build the crazy cars. I'm more of like a street car guy, so like, it's fun to go watch the purpose-built drag cars, and I had one that was pretty close to it. It was like a 900 wheel horsepower Mustang, but I'm like kind of I want a car that can do everything. So like this M5 I've got right now.
You have an M5?
Mm-hmm.
You have a BMW M5?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
That's my all-time.
Yeah.
My one of my professors in college got me hooked on that thing, and when he told me how much horsepower that thing had, back then, I know now they're probably 700 horsepower.
Yeah, mine's 700 all-wheel horsepower.
What?
Yeah, and it's all-wheel drive, so it's all there. There's no tires, smoke, and it just goes.
It's like a rocket.
Yeah, just really fast off the line, especially.
Okay, sorry for keep going.
So yeah,
now you really, I want to hear this.
Yeah, so we go out to Little River and drag race a lot. I've always been kind of a fan of just going out to the drag racing on Friday night, just run what you brung, kind of a deal.
Okay.
And, but anyway, I've got some friends that are really getting into like the road course racing, where it's like, like drag racing is quick in and out, just kind of quick, that deal. Road course, you could be on the track for like 15, 20 minutes at a time.
Well, and you got to set your car up different for stuff like that too.
And so that's why I went with the Mach 1 platform, because it's pretty much from the factory set up to go do that. So, so anyway, my goal this year is to start getting into that kind of racing at like Circuit of the Americas or Harris Hill.
Have you been on that track?
I haven't done one. I've been to it a bunch of times, but I haven't raced on.
So have you ever driven around the track?
Okay. Not yet. I can't wait.
Because I know you can rent like high performance vehicles to.
That's a bucket list item. Is to one of my bucket lists I did last year. I had a 21 GT500 last year, and we went up to Tail of the Dragon up in Tennessee.
What's that?
So Tail of the Dragon is it's an 11. It's a stretch up outside of Gatlinburg. It's a stretch of 11 miles of road, and it's got 318 curves, and it's like a huge car destination. Like I've read about the Tail since I was like 10 years old, in Motor Trend magazines and stuff. And so got to finally do that, and Tucker went with me last year to do that, and we were up there part of a big Mustang rally anyway. But
so is it one of those things? Do they like close the road down for a drive, or it's just you go do it?
Yeah, you just kind of go do it, and like for the most part, it's not monitored. You just kind of go do your thing. Yeah.
The cops leave you alone there?
Yeah, I think so for the most part. Yeah, we didn't see any, so that was good.
Maybe they know that's what people are coming in for. So
I mean, there's photographers posted up every day up there. I mean, you can get on their website at the end of the day and you can see your car. I mean, there's
really?
Oh yeah, there's like 3 or 4 different spots where there's photographers sitting on the side of the road.
Wow.
Taking pictures and stuff. So.
Tail of the Dragon. So you have to have obviously a car set up for that kind of stuff.
Yeah, definitely want a cornering car. Yeah, you don't want a drag racing car on that. Yeah.
Yeah. That's just straight line. Yeah. So that's your hobby then. I don't know. That's Cars, a fun hobby.
Yep, and I've been like that since I could start driving. That's been one of my, like growing up, in the Black Hills. Man, if I ever had a bad day, like my way, I've always loved music and I've always loved cars, and so I've always been kind of a car audio guy too. Not as much as I used to be, but way to like just center myself or just to kind of disconnect and like be in the moment was to just get up into the mountains and drive and just listen to some good music, man. And that's still carried on to this day. And
so Sturgis, where in South Dakota is Sturgis?
It's in the Black Hills, right on the west.
So there's some good driving out there.
Oh, it's amazing.
Because I know eastern Dakotas are...
It's flat.
Yes.
Yeah, it's plains. Yeah. So
drag racing.
Pretty much. I always joke, So I always joke that the Black Hills are like one of the only good spots in South Dakota. Like you've got the Black Hills, which is far west. I mean, basically on the western border. I mean, because the Black Hills actually spill into Wyoming too.
Okay.
What river is that? Goes through the center of South Dakota. That's kind of a pretty area.
The Badlands too, is that?
Badlands are cool, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. My family actually built one of the main roads that goes through that. My family's construction business.
Really?
Yeah, I remember I was like little. We stayed a whole summer in the Badlands while they did all the dirt work for one of the main roads going through. That's a cool area. You got to be careful though. People have died out there, like get lost. I mean, some of the hikers and bikers, yeah, they get out there and get lost, and there's people that have died out there. Yeah, it's pretty wild.
I've never been out to that area, especially as close as relatively close. I guess that was probably a 7-hour drive. I just never went out there, but now I'm like, now that I'm
Badlands
older.
are just weird though, because like you're in the Midwest, like typically cooler temps. Like Rapid City could be like 80 or 90 degrees. You go out to the Badlands and it's like 110. It's like just crazy.
It's high
hot.
desert, kind of.
Yeah,
right?
it is. It's the desert in the Midwest. It's just it's really odd that it's even there. But yeah, the Black Hills, phenomenal. And the thing I loved about it, like growing up, you're literally within an hour and a half drive of probably 20 different lakes. I mean, so many different campgrounds. Like if you love the outdoors, like because like the Rockies, they're vast. You could take you 2 days to drive somewhere in the Rockies.
Yeah.
The hills are really just. There's a lot of really cool things to do within an hour and a half drive.
Yeah, and that's a different kind of drive. Yeah, mountain driving's different than like hills. At least you can kind of over and around and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds like a fun hobby. That was my first. When I got into cars, I had friends that drag raced in Arkansas. They had Camaros, 69 Camaro, 67 Camaro convertible. And I remember for me, I always liked classic cars. You see them like, oh, cool. Kind of like Slug Bug. You see a Volkswagen, it was always like, hey, that car looks different.
Yep.
And I'd always see their cars when we go down. And I remember City Street, we were at a stop sign, city block, not very big. And we were in that 67 convertible. And we were in 85 miles an hour in one city block, like residential. And I'm like, and I was like, that, you know what it's like, pinned against the seat, and you're like, of course, I need to figure out how to make money as fast as possible to buy one of these things. And so, yeah, that's my car. Well, we'll get to that because I want to ask you that down the road.
Camaros are funny. So I always have to be careful what I say in front of my 6-year-old Tuck. So we've always been big Mustang guys.
Yeah.
I love Camaros. I love all kinds of cars, but I've always kind of leaned towards Mustangs. It was just one of my favorite cars growing up, and it's arguably one of the most iconic cars out there. I mean, longest running production cars and all that. But
they're way better than all the new Chevys nowadays. Right. Know when a Ford Mustang's driving.
So it's funny though. There's always the banter back and forth between Camaros and Mustangs and Challengers. So we call them slow Maros, and so I said that in front of my kiddo one time, and one of my really good friends, David. At the time, he organizes some really fun car events. He just sold it. It was a LT1 Camaro SS, a newer one. Okay. And we go up to this car meet one day. He goes up to David and he's like, "Hey, David, nice slow Maro." And I'm like, "Dude, like not to our friend."
Yeah, exactly. Where'd you hear that? I don't know.
Yeah, don't do that at the drag strip. We could get into a fight.
Yeah, exactly. People are passionate about cars.
Yeah, and then we call scat packs snack packs too because they're snack. The Dodge Charger and Challenger scat packs. It's an old term. They made them back in the days and they brought them back, so we call those snack packs because we're going to beat up on them if we run into them.
We are talking about cars. That's one thing I will give Ford credit. They went through some interesting design choices for a while there, but now that it's like the snake look and everything, like they're distinct. Like Camaro, it's like no, and Challenger. And the thing is I know anywhere where I'm at, I know when a Mustang is lighting it up. You have no idea when a Camaro. For some reason, you don't even hear Camaros drive by you anymore, or a Challenger.
Unless they do some stuff.
They've changed the tuning on it, but a Mustang, it's like...
The cool thing about the Mustang is they're actually the only ones carrying on. Like the Challengers are shutting down, and the Camaros, this is their last year too.
They're boring looking.
And the Mustangs the Mustangs are carrying on. They just came out with their S650 design now, so
they're so cool
they're
looking.
starting to come out.
They said every car has gone through some rough patches.
Yeah.
Like, I remember the early, because you're the same age as me, those like 1990s, the...
Fox bodies?
Well, but they were called the 5.0s.
Yeah.
I remember when you had that 5.0 badge on the side, those 5.0s in the 90s were awesome.
They're going nuts value-wise right now, too. And because they were basic cars, and now they're going nuts with values. Yeah, the Mustang's toughest years were the mid to late 70s. That was a rough time for them.
Well, there was a lot. Camaro, Nova.
They tried to go economical, which was a really bad move, and they just got really ugly for a while.
And people... Yeah. Anyway,
we all make our mistakes.
Yes, that's right. Even the corporations listen to dumb people every now and again. Well, something we like to do here on the show is we like to play for charity. I like to gamble a little bit, so we figured why not combine gambling for charity. So what we like to do is we like to play horses here.
Okay.
Have you ever played horses before, Graham?
Not this, no.
So what we do is I pass out some cards, and we'll play this game throughout. I'll give you 6 cards. We roll the dice here, and we break the legs of the first 4 horses.
Okay.
So if you we roll an 8, that one gets broke. So we do a quarter, 50 cents, 75 cents, and a buck. So we are playing for charity today, and what charity are you playing for?
We are playing for the Baylor Center for Developmental Disabilities.
All right, which very passionate about from what our conversation already.
Yep.
And I'm playing for the Children's Advocacy Center of Central Texas for abused children. So what will happen is we're $50 is our minimum to donate, and then plus the pot. So hopefully the pot gets up. Anyway, we will play this throughout. I will hand you out 6 cards, and I will just keep asking you some questions, and you just, like I said, we'll just play passively throughout. So, are you a movie person at all?
Yeah.
You like watching a movie?
Oh, yeah.
Do you, like I said, I love it that we're the same age, because we have the same, probably, movie likes. You probably like the Fast and the Furious, which I do too.
Oh, yeah.
Except they've gotten worse.
They've
gotten away from...
now. Yeah, they're not as realistic.
They're not as fast and furious. Do you like quoting movies? Do you feel like that's something? Okay. Do you have a favorite movie quote?
So this one's gonna throw you wild.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead, finish the question.
And then what is the most common movie quote you may use throughout the day, like on your daily interactions with people?
I don't know if I quote a movie daily. So me and my friends were kind of goofballs in high school. So we were into the grumpy old men movies, man.
Midwest as well. Yes.
Oh yeah.
That's a great choice.
Oh, so good. Yeah,
there's a lot of good
I loved
ones.
Burgess Meredith. I loved Walter Matthau and Jack Lemmon. I mean, they were just like they didn't have to cuss all the time, and just the vibe those 3 guys had was just insane.
Well, there were some clever lines in there. You have to listen a little closer to some of those, like, that's a little more off color than I thought, or something like that. So.
Well, there was actually a quote. So my middle name is Barr. It's Barr. It's 2 R's. I think it's an old Norwegian name. It started off, so Tucker's actually, I think, the 11th generation to carry that middle name now.
Oh, so you passed it on, okay.
Yeah, so it's been a long, long line of names, but there was this moment in the movie. So Catfish Hunter was the unicorn fish they were always going for in those movies. And there was this one point where Walter Matthau was coming up, and Jack Lemmon's like, "Shut up, there's catfish hunters over there." And he's like, "Where?" And he's like, "It's by the sandbar." And so my friend Brad, who since has passed, he died when he was 21, he was one of my best friends in high school, he was like, "It's by the Graham Bar" instead. And so like that was always one of our...
stuck?
Yeah, it just kind of stuck. But man, they had all kinds of like... there was one point, it was actually in one of the bloopers where he's like... He got stuck, and Jack Lemmon was coming up, and he's like, "What's going on?" And he's like, "Hey, dickhead, I'm stuck." So like we've always kind of used that.
Oh,
line,
yeah, it's a comment. Yes.
But then there was the Burgess Meredith. He was hitting on the lady in the grocery store, and somehow Hawaii came up, and he's like, "I've been to Hawaii," and she's like, "Which island?" And he's like, "Come on, I want to lay you." And then they did the bloopers where he went through like all these. The bloopers were always some of the funniest
I do
parts.
remember those.
God, they were funny.
He was the guy with the big dark glasses, right? His hat was always like cocked.
Yeah, he was
stuff.
Rocky's coach in the Rocky movies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Burgess Meredith was a trip, man. But,
okay.
Yeah, he was always the one-liner. He was the one that just had these little random one-liners.
Yes,
in the movie.
I do remember that now about the movie. Yeah, that's Grumpy Old Man. That's a solid one. The last few we've had have been Tommy Boy, so that's a nice.
Of course, yeah, Tommy Boy. I mean, the Sandler movies back in those days were always great.
Yep, I use those lines routinely with my kids.
Yeah,
and they slowly are catching on, but I can't show those movies yet to my kids. They're too young.
Tucker and I have gotten into some of like the old school kind of classic kids movies like Sandlot, stuff like that, and didn't know how he would take them, and he loves them. Like the older Matilda movie, he liked that one a lot.
Oh yes,
and, loves the Sandlot. Yeah,
my girls love the Sandlot.
Killing Me Smalls.
I mean, you can't. I mean, I use that one all the time because it just works for everything.
Yeah, it's timeless.
I mean, there's a lot of ways that
We lived in a good era, man. Like the music was good.
I agree.
Like,
it wasn't overproduced.
Yeah,
just like the movies weren't overproduced.
I kind of say we were kind of part of the last good era. I think, as far as like growing up, where we were the last ones to grow up without cell phones. I think I got my first cell phone when I was 18. So it's just we got to just go out. I mean, if up north, the only time I had a Nintendo. I think I got the first Nintendo for Christmas when I was in 3rd grade.
Yeah.
I didn't just sit there and play Nintendo all day. The Nintendo was there for like a really bad rain day or a really bad snow day. Otherwise, we were outside riding bikes and screwing around.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I'm a bit of a nostalgic person, but
me too.
To me, that's the good old days. You know, back when you had to be creative, and not that kids aren't creative now, they are, but they don't know how to be bored and then figure out how to not be bored.
I don't remember saying I was bored a lot when I was a kid. I don't remember that being a term, and I think it was actually a sermon I listened to one time where they talked about that. It was like people weren't bored back in the days, like especially if you go way, way back to like the prairie days and stuff. Like they were either cleaning, working,
killing an animal
to eat. Yes, there was never the word boredom is like a very new term as far as the world goes.
That is interesting. Yeah. You're right about that. Yeah, we almost have too much stimulation is actually what's created boredom. Like we have too many choices. Where back then it was live or die. I'd rather live, so I'm going to go work and eat and do what I need to.
I think that's one reason why we go back to the Black Hills so much, because there's still spots up in the mountains. When you're up there, there's no cell phone reception. You just turn it off, and there's a lake that we like to stay at that has RV connections and all that. And the only spot, like what I'll do is, we camp and all that up there in the RV, and the marina has Wi-Fi, so I'll just go down to the marina in the morning when I'm having my coffee, check my emails, check in with my employees, and then I turn the phone off, and then I go spend the day, and then in the evenings I'll go do the same, just check in real quick with everybody, make sure nothing's burned down, and then go back on with it,
Yeah, exactly. What a refreshing way to do life.
But I think the mountains are kind of one of the last old school areas where you can just kind of disconnect because you don't have a choice.
Which is probably why people like Yellowstone so much, and that cowboy culture, and like
especially people our age.
I do. I mean, young kids today they just don't understand. All right, what kind of cards you got there?
What are we playing?
So we'll roll the dice.
Okay.
Said I got some 6s. An 8, a 4.
We tell each other?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So here's what I'll do. I'll roll the dice, first one.
Okay.
So 4. So I can't. 4 is not usable anymore.
Okay.
So if you have a 4, so
do I give it to you, or do I just?
Yeah,
throw
you
it
can
in
set it
pile?
right there. So we're gonna. The 5 is a quarter. No, the 20 is a quarter. 50 is 50 cents. 5 because they don't have 75. I got some money for you there. And 100 is $1.
Okay.
So I need to pay a quarter for the pot. Now you roll the dice, and then we'll just. Okay, so we can't do 4s.
Hey, you owe $5 there. You said a quarter.
Yeah, that's a quarter. Oh, wait. Yeah, that's going to be a quarter.
20 and a 5.
Yeah, exactly. That represents a quarter.
Oh, okay.
And then 6. You're killing me. Holy crap.
I don't have a 6. So
I have 2 6s, so I am having less of a chance.
So do I need to put a quarter in there too, since I had a 4?
Yeah. No, just me. And then you put 50 cents in because you rolled. That's just how it starts.
Okay.
So 6 is 50. We'll get these rolled, and then we'll be done. And then we'll just keep moving on to the next question. Actually, if you could wake up tomorrow morning having gained only 1 quality or ability, what would it be?
Like a new quality? Or
yeah, if you could wake up in something, if you have a 9, that one is breaks the legs too.
I don't have a 9.
Ooh, that's good for you then. And 9.
So I need to move it?
Move that up to 75.
Is this the 9 here to 75?
Yes, up to that one
First
more.
One?
Yep.
Okay. Right
now you
there.
roll, and this one will be worth $1. I gotta roll.
A 4 again.
Oh, roll again then.
Okay. 7?
7.
I got a 7.
Ooh, now that's So put that in there, and that's worth $1. So anytime we roll these numbers, we're 7. That's what we pay the pot. So the rest of these
250s in, or 100.
Just to put 100. Yep.
Okay.
So okay, there's 5. So get these up to the gate, and then we'll be racing. 8 was. Did we roll an 8?
I don't think so.
Oh no, we didn't roll an 8. Thankfully. All right, so we'll just roll throughout while we talk, and then that's how we'll do it. So yes, so if you could wake up tomorrow morning with either 1 quality or ability, what would it be?
I mean, I think integrity.
Greater integrity.
Yeah, just greater integrity, and just something I just always have believed in. Or actually, I take that back, man. I think I would for better wisdom. Just to
discernment and stuff.
Waking up with better wisdom on decision making as far as the right people to surround myself with. I honestly, like, tomorrow if I woke up, that's what I'd want. Is just that
wisdom, like Solomon, huh?
Yeah.
I agree with you with that. That is something that's on my mind because especially as a business owner, you're faced with questions, nonsense, and what to do, and sometimes it looks good. But then trying to project
out there, and then just to sort through that and have the wisdom to sort through it. Yeah. 6 again.
That's for me. I got to pay 50. So anyway, all right. Well, that is a noble quality to ask for.
My turn again.
Yeah. Yep. And like I said, we'll just do it throughout the.
All right.
Throughout and
6.
So
do I roll again?
Nope. Pay 50 cents, and like I said, anything that's there, you'll just pay.
Okay.
I thought this was a fun one. So let's say your house were to catch fire, and obviously you bring everything out that's important, your kids, your wife, pets, anything like that, but you had time to go back in for one thing. What would you save?
It'd have to be the pictures, like just the family heirlooms. Is that the right, or is
no,
that
it's anything. Yeah. What would it be, and then why?
Yeah, just the family, the important family heirlooms, just we keep those in a box and in a safe. So that's what I would have to get out.
Crack that code as fast as possible in the safe and get them out.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want the stuff that TVs, all that stuff can be. All the
technology,
all that can be replaced. Like the stuff that matters is what I'm getting out.
All right, that's a good one.
Yeah.
And especially now. Because you can't, like, at least now on your phone it's all there, the cloud or whatever. But old pictures, they're.
Yeah, we've been going through a bunch of those lately too. Yeah, I've been pulling out some good ones.
Is it fun, kind of?
Jennifer's mom, that was over Easter. They pulled out a big box of pictures, and she brought a bunch of them home, and it's like stuff you forgot about too. And we also look really young too, which is depressing.
That doubles your roll again too.
Okay.
6. I bet. Well, that's funny because my mom has all my old college pictures. Like, I have stuff at my parents' house because I can't, and it was fun going through.
Right.
Like, what? We wore pants like that only like 20 years ago?
Some Jenkos?
Jenko, yes. Junko jeans, yes.
Is that 50?
Yep, 6, man, we're rolling the 6s.
Yeah,
the pot's going to get big.
So are we trying to get rid of all of our cards?
No, we're not. Okay. We keep these cards. Like I said, we're trying to when a horse is trying to win.
Okay.
So, like I said, if you have a card in there that I don't have, and that horse wins, and I give to your charity.
Okay.
So,
talk about the loser having to drink.
Oh yeah, Kentucky Deluxe here. Some goes down. Nice and easy. How about something like this? And it sounds like, man, you're a nostalgic person. I feel like this is probably the same with everyone. More time or more money?
Time all day long. Okay. Yeah, dude.
That seems like a simple one.
The boys just grow up so fast, man. I just. Only time I'm not a super emotional person, but like there'll be times where I just look at them and like when I'm just kind of in the moment, it's like, gosh, it's just going by way too fast, man.
Yeah, that is, kids. That gives you a different perspective.
Oh, I have a 10. Do I put that?
No, that's good. That means if that one wins, you win.
Oh, okay.
So you work with a lot of people and have been around a lot of people. What is I guess this doesn't have to do with people. What is something that drives you nuts? Like your biggest pet peeve in life?
Honestly, like people just treating people badly, especially like from a business standpoint, somebody every once in a while you catch that person that is just coming in for free. Like they're, no matter what you do, but like I think people just not giving a business owner a chance to make things right. Like I'll never claim my guys are perfect, but they're damn good, and like the people that come in that don't. One of my biggest pet peeves from a business standpoint is somebody that'll go leave a business a bad review without even giving them the opportunity to make it right.
Sure,
like, that's a horrible thing to do to a little business. Or to a small business, like because most small business owners I know, especially in the groups that we meet with and stuff, like those are some good people, man. And
we all make mistakes.
And a lot of people think that just because you own a business, you're like this multimillionaire living on a mansion on the mountain. Like most small business owners aren't those people, man. They're all working their tails off and to just provide, just like any person that's got a job, And so that's probably one of my biggest pet peeves is, just give small businesses a chance to do the right thing. Because they may not even know. Like I've had times where people call me up, hey man, I just wanted to let you know that your guys missed something. It was like, dude, cool, we'll fix it. Like I'm glad you told me. I want to.
Yeah, instead of blasting it out on social media.
It's a horrible thing to do to a small business. Now, if a small business, you give them that shot and they're horrible back to you or something. I mean, there are times where a bad review is justified because some people just are super arrogant or don't handle things right. But most small business owners I know are really good people that genuinely care about their customers and wanting to make things right. And so,
like you said, sometimes that's all it takes is 1 or 2 bad reviews, and
that's a big pet peeve. But then also people that drive in the fast lane slow.
That's so. I was driving back yesterday from Dallas, and I could see in front of me, I'm like, why are all these people? And I see like just an oasis in front, and I'm like, so I was doing this, and my wife's like, stop, stop, stop. I'm like, no, and I got up next to him, and I'm like, and guess, no. This girl was on her phone in the fast lane. I mean, she didn't even respond when I honked, and I'm like, so I had to get over a little bit, and I looked back over. And she still was on her phone in the fast lane, and people just
clueless.
And I'm just like, I wish I was like Road Warrior. Remember that movie?
Yeah.
Like have the spikes on the wheel and just like
that's where I miss having my red Mustang because it was so loud that I could pull up next, and if they were doing that, I would just rev on it. I mean, just legitimately made people jump. Yeah, it was really loud.
You thought my Facebook post was a joke about carrying water balloons
to throw at people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yes, to get in front of them, throw it out so it smashes their windshield. Just so you know, people, if that happens to you, it wasn't me.
Right.
It was Rex.
Yeah.
You can
Rex?
call me out on it.
Yeah.
It was Rex.
That's right. Rex drives a what kind of? No, I don't want to blast you.
It's a black Mustang.
That's a
TV plates. Their specialty. You can call me out on it.
All right. Well, I agree with you. That fast lane stuff, which I like that here in Texas, is that you can get a ticket for being. It's like Germany when you're in the fast lane on the Autobahn. Like
I wish they'd give that power to the citizens, like citizens arrest on that stuff, like because I'd hand them out all day long. Yeah, 35 is getting so bad anyway.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I know they're passing, but it says specifically no big rigs allowed, and I understand that, but I'm like, get out of the lane, buddy.
Yep.
And then you drive by them and I'll honk because I can't let it go, and I know I should. And my wife, she's super cool, like relaxed. She's like, why are you honking? I'm like, because they were breaking the law.
Obscuring traffic.
Obscuring traffic, yeah. It says clearly. Can they not read?
I definitely touched a nerve there.
Oh, like I said, it's only because it's fresh from yesterday.
I'm bad too. Yeah.
And so, well, gosh, not to belabor this, but there was same thing, car in there, and I'm like, what is the problem here? And I got up next to him, older woman. I'm thinking she was probably scared to merge.
Right.
Once she got stuck there, she's like, I'm not going to move over, and I'm like, and you can just see in front of us and behind us a stream of cars, and then. Like I said, like the apocalypse had happened and no cars on the road in front of her. It's like, man.
Right next to 2 semis.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. They're blocking you. Yeah. It's like, get it.
That's why it's nice having a fast car so you can get in and out real quick.
I wish I had that line from Ace Ventura. What was it? Stop breaking the law.
Yep.
That's
another
the one.
good quote.
Yes.
That was a liar.
Yes, liar. Yes, that's right. Not liar. Once again, our era of movies.
Yep.
Do you fancy yourself a foodie at all?
Yeah, I love food, man.
Okay, so if you had one meal to eat for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Oh, gosh, I love a good ribeye, man. Like I'm a really good ribeye, good asparagus with it. So maybe some good like mashed potatoes or something with it. I wouldn't say I'm a steak and potatoes guy, but dude, I could literally eat seafood every day. Like,
every day, yeah. So that would...
sushi, like hibachi. I mean, I love Asian food too.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So if you had to eat, you'd eat seafood every day.
Yeah, I would say a good surf and turf or something like that. Probably going to die from a heart attack. Yeah. take it light on the
lots
steak.
of protein, though.
Yeah,
I
lots
mean,
of protein.
you won't gain any weight, though. That's
Right.
the thing. Just nice and easy. Feed that brain. Keep the brain power
Yeah,
up.
you go to like one of the crab places. Yeah, I can do some damage.
All
in
you
one of those
can eat?
places. Yeah, for sure.
That's. Oh, well, the last guy we had on, Chris Gregg, he is with steak too. He's like, just give me a steak every day, and I'm like, I love steak, but I don't know if I could. Well, I could probably eat it. If I was allowed to put butter on it, different kinds of butter, like
Right.
you said, asparagus. If it was a meal, well, yeah, we said a meal. So whatever you can fit on that plate, you know. Well, this is the part where this is since you and I are both not from here, it's interesting, but this is usually pretty controversial. I always preface this. It's not controversial. Well, it can be, because people here are pretty passionate about things. Are you a football fan, sports fan?
Man, I used to be until the politics came into it.
Yeah,
Honestly, man.
well,
Like,
I agree with you there. Well,
Yeah.
then maybe this won't be political as much.
Yeah.
What is your favorite college football team, since we're in the land of college football?
Well, I mean, from Iowa. I mean, so my cousin played basketball for the University of Iowa. So if I had to
Okay.
pick a football team, it'd be Iowa.
The
I mean,
Hawkeyes,
the
huh?
Hawkeyes,
Big
man.
Ten.
Yeah.
All right.
And he was in it during the prime of the Big Ten too, like late '90s up to 2000. So.
Oh, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
big time for the
Kirk
Big Ten.
Had he the coach up there or something?
He might be now.
Or his dad? I know there
yeah.
was one of them. All right, Iowa Hawkeyes. All right. Well, we've had only Texas people on. So
And they
it's
had a
nice
big
to hear.
basketball girls team this year. The Iowa
Yes,
women's.
they lost
Yeah,
in
no,
the
it was a
national
bummer.
championship. Yeah, I still try to root for Midwest teams, even though I live here
Right.
in Texas. I don't really care for the Gophers, though. They're just.
So I'm pretty non-controversial.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, now.
No, I guess if I had to go local, I mean, I'll probably go up to a Baylor game. I mean, I've been to some
Okay.
Baylor, enjoy those games.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Well, at least you picked one, because some
Yeah.
people don't want to pick one. Like I said, these are very offensive questions.
I've had a lot of Baylor customers,
no,
so I gotta
there you
support
go, there
them.
you go.
Gotta
You
support
got-
the green.
Do you like barbecue?
Mhm.
Do you have a favorite barbecue restaurant? Have you tried any barbecue around the area or around the state of Texas?
Yeah. So originally, before I moved
it's
to
your
Temple,
role,
I would
too.
say Heart 8 Barbecue out in Stephenville was a
roll,
cool
Nate?
place. No, I don't think so. I think that
Oh,
was.
I did.
think you
Oh.
rolled last.
Okay. Heart 8. Yes.
Yeah, Heart 8 out in Stephenville was a cool spot to go to. I actually used to, when I was in the military, it was funny, I heard about Stephenville's Heart 8 Barbecue before we even moved back to Hamilton, because I went to Tarleton State for my second degree.
Okay. All right.
I had some friends, they would literally drive out to Stephenville and stay the night just to go eat at Heart 8 and then go to one of the local bars, and just like that was one of their jams was
Okay.
to go do that. But man, we got a lot of good local barbecues. I wouldn't say I've got a favorite locally. I mean, Miller's is awesome. Chefs is. I mean, I
Right.
love all those guys. They're friends, they're customers
Yeah,
of ours
yeah.
as well. But I don't. Those are kind of my two big go-tos:
Okay.
is Chefs and Miller's here in town.
All right. So you're not going to come down on the.
No,
you're
I'm not gonna
You're
put a
gonna
hard
toe the
line.
line. I'm going to
Yeah.
write toe the line. Okay.
Yeah,
that's fine.
Ronnie's he's always been really good to me, and the Miller family's always been really good to Bulldog as well. I mean, they're
Okay.
all, and I'm not gonna lie, we do some trade work too with those guys. So
Nate, I will say
we will
you're-
work. So people, the signs. We'll work for food. We
Yes.
actually do work for food. We've done straight up trade work.
Well,
with
they
them.
they do have
Yeah.
good barbecue, and
Yeah.
I'm partial to one of those. I'm not going to say it.
Yeah.
So, which now I'm kind of a fraud as well.